All right, welcome. Today we're pulling back the curtain on the invisible blueprint that honestly runs almost every piece of software you touch, from the games on your phone to the massive banking systems you trust with your money. So let's just dive right in.
Have you ever really thought about this? How on earth do developers create these gigantic, intricate game worlds or rock-solid banking systems for millions of people without the whole thing just collapsing into a chaotic mess? It seems impossible, right? But the solution isn't some kind of magic. It's actually an incredibly smart design principle.
And this is it, object-oriented programming, or OOP for short. Now don't get hung up on the fancy name. Think of it like this. It's the master blueprint. It's the secret sauce that lets software builders create everything from a simple app to a global system with a real sense of order and control.
So where can we actually see this blueprint at work? Well, let's start with something fun, something really visual, the world of video games.
This is what's so cool about how OOP sees a game. Everything, and I mean everything, is an object. Your character is an object. The bad guys are objects. Even the sword you're carrying is an object. And each one is its own neat little package, bundling its own data, like health or speed, with its own abilities, like being able to move or attack.
So why is this such a game changer? Well, once you've designed the blueprint for one single enemy, you can instantly create an entire army of them. And get this, if you decide you want to make every enemy in the game 10% faster, you don't have to go change thousands of lines of code. Note, you just tweak that one single blueprint. That reusability is exactly how these massive game worlds are even possible to build and maintain.
And this right here, this is one of OOP's superpowers. It's called inheritance. You start with the generic character blueprint that has the basics, health, speed, the ability to move. Then, when you want to make a new enemy, it just inherits all of that stuff automatically, and you just add the new unique parts, like its special AI behavior. You don't have to code how to move over and over again. It's just pure efficiency.
And you know what? This exact same logic is behind the user interface of pretty much every app on your phone. Every single button you press is an object that knows how to be drawn on the screen and what to do when it's clicked. A menu is an object that knows how to add new items. Each piece is this little self-contained machine that knows its job perfectly.
This is the reason why apps tend to have a consistent look and feel. Developers are basically grabbing from a library of pre-built object blueprints. By using the same button object everywhere, they make sure everything looks right and they save a ridiculous amount of time. They're not reinventing the wheel for every screen, they're just assembling a car from a box of trusted, high-quality parts.
Okay, so OOP is the engine behind our games and our apps. But let's shift gears now. Let's look at the really high-stakes stuff, the tools we depend on every single day, where things like security and reliability are absolutely non-negotiable.
You might not realize it, but your bank account is an object in a massive software system. It all starts with a basic account blueprint that knows how to handle deposits and withdrawals. Then, a savings account object inherits all of that and just adds a new skill, calculating interest. A checking account does the same, but it adds its own feature, like overdraft protection. And for banking, this is where it gets really important. It all comes down to security. One of the core ideas in OOP is something called encapsulation. Just think of each object as having a protective shell around its data. The deposit function inside your savings account object is the only thing in the entire system that's allowed to change your balance. Another account can't just reach over and mess with it. That's what makes the system secure. This object-based way of thinking is also the backbone of the entire modern web. When you go to a website, a controller object grabs your request. It then talks to a model object to get your user data from the database, and then it hands all that information off to a view object, which is the actual page that gets drawn on your screen. Each part has a very specific job, which keeps the whole system from becoming a tangled mess. Just try to imagine the sheer scale of a website like Amazon for a second. We're talking millions of products, millions of users, and millions of shopping carts all active at the same time. The only way that's even remotely manageable is because every user, every product, and every single cart is its own self-contained object, all built from the same reliable set of blueprints.
So we've seen OOP organizing our digital lives, everything from gaming to finance. But what about the physical world? Let's zoom out even further and look at how this same exact blueprint helps us build and simulate the complex systems that are all around us.
Think about complex simulations for things like city traffic flow or flight patterns. They use OOP to model the real world. You'd start with a basic vehicle blueprint. Then, a car object would inherit all those vehicle properties but add its own stuff, like air conditioning. A train object would inherit the same base but add the ability to connect carriages and follow a specific track.
And this modular approach is completely changing the game in robotics. Every part of a robot, a sensor, a mechanical arm, a camera, is programmed as its own self-contained object. This means an engineer can perfect the code for one single robotic arm and then reuse that exact same blueprint for hundreds of other arms on an assembly line. It lets them build unbelievably complex machines out of simple, reliable, and reusable parts.
Okay, wow. We've taken quite a journey here, through gaming, banking, robotics, you name it. It's pretty clear this blueprint is, well, everywhere. So let's bring it all home. Why does any of this actually matter?
I mean, when you lay it all out like this, the impact is just undeniable. From the way we play, to the way we bank, to the way we shop and manufacture goods, there's this one common thread running through the software that powers our modern world, and that thread is this single, powerful design philosophy: object-oriented programming.
And really, this is the big takeaway. OOP is fundamentally a system for taming complexity. Just like the quote says, it's all about reusing code, hiding the complicated bits, and being able to scale things up efficiently. It's what allows huge teams of developers to work on small, reliable pieces that can then be assembled into the massive, powerful applications that define our world today.
So I'll leave you with one final thought. Object-oriented programming was the revolutionary blueprint that built the digital world that we're all living in right now. It raises a really interesting question. What's going to be the blueprint for the world of tomorrow?